breaking the fourth wall. He knows.
I know you, Death. I know what you're about, and you're not going to get my views. Okay?
Yeah.
So you can stop it right now. Stop deathing.
Just go ahead and stop it.
Stop
it.
Stop killing people. Death is the number one cause for all deaths. I need a beer. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Welcome. I am John Canopener.
And I am James Wang.
And together we are
Rock Hard.
And today what we are talking about is Final Destination 2.
Fuck yeah.
Little film that came out in 2003. And I'm going to have James take it away. James is the guy for Final Destination. Let me tell you. This guy knows a thing or two. I've had one or two. Letting you know straight up. He knows a thing or two about Final Destination. So I'm going to let him take it away with the first one here.
Okay. Well, I guess the very first thing that I should mention about this movie is even though this movie came out in 2003, they still decided to go into story-wise 1 year after Flight 180.
Okay.
Which I guess I don't know why they just want to keep it consistent. I don't know why they just didn't do it in that year.
Yeah.
I guess for things to make sense with everything as we get to them. But anyway, so and then that's also brings me to my first part of my notes was that I like how the events of the first movie, so Flight 180 is like widely known now as like fucking like news, like 1 year ago today, fucking, and then they start talking about the crash of the Flight 180, and then they talked about the survivors of Flight 180 and how they started dying and shit like that. And then they had a person on the fucking TV show that John thought it sounded like Alex, and then when he told me, I was like, "Oh no shit!" And then we were like, "Oh yo," we were trying going back and trying to like fucking try to decode this.
I thought the beginning monologue like sounded like Alex.
It did. I'm not gonna lie, yeah.
Because you don't see anybody at first. You just know it's on TV. And I was like, "Oh, I think that's Alex, dude. It just fucking sounds like him." You know? And we rewound it, and we are like, "Maybe you said Alex in the beginning. We didn't catch it." And then come to find out, no.
Nah, it's just some random dude.
Some asshole.
Some more asshole that just... Though you liked how he was like talking though.
I did.
He was like, the way he was like giving like this opening speech about pretty much, again, like death design and all that shit. But the way he was just like this... When he was just talking about it, it was like, goddamn. It's like Tony Todd again. Like just fucking giving like... In the first one, he was like giving the speech about like death design stuff to Alex the first time. And kind of giving like, there's no escapes and blah, blah, blah. It's kind of like... I don't know. There's something like his delivery of that fucking whole thing. Oh my god.
People, I just did that without even trying. I did think that guy had a lot to say, and I was like, well, maybe he should be a part of this.
Mm-hmm.
Why do we never see that fuck again? Eh?
I guess he's just like some expert or some, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, because the guy who did the TV show just kind of told him like a special guest or something. Like he didn't really say who this guy was or what his credentials are. He just kind of talking like he already knew about the subject. I don't know.
They're like, we just need some bullshit exposition. So
yeah, unless you guys know, let us know.
I'm like, hey, maybe that guy could be some help later on.
Yeah,
he knows a lot about it. Well, first off, is a negative. The Blondie. That's what we'll call her.
Oh, the friend, right? The friend.
You know, whips and chains, and she's horny as shit.
Oh yeah.
The way, I mean, she was just the dumb blonde that needs to be in here, but god damn, did they not give a shit back in the day? They were just like, yeah, just have some stupid bitch.
Yeah, we just need a slut.
Yeah.
We need you to say some gnarly
right in
shit.
front of her dad, she's gonna be like, oh, we're not gonna bring out the whips and chains just yet, or something like that, and then
started talking about like condoms and fucking.
And then jumping in the car, and then she's just like, the dad's like, okay, Kimberly, like have a good trip, make sure you're safe, all this kind of stuff, blah blah blah. And he's like, come on, I'm horny. All that kind of, I'm like, ugh, God, it's off-putting to me. Off-putting.
Yeah, I don't know.
You don't want a trashy bitch like that. You don't want somebody that's just like, I'm horny. Oh my god, yeah.
No, like that, but like also like in front of like the dad and shit. It's like,
I know that's 10 times worse.
Yeah, it's like really,
so, like,
goddamn.
It's de facto. Don't do that.
Stop it.
No.
Get some help.
Get some help.
The next thing that I have on my list is, I think, pretty much like the main big thing that pretty much kickstarts any of these
A
movies.
premonition?
The premonitions, death scene.
I have that too, so let's just bullshit about it.
Yeah.
Goddamn.
Yeah. So we are 2 movies in. This is a 5-part series. In case we haven't said that, we're going through every single one of these movies leading up to Final Destination Bloodlines. In case you guys didn't know that. So with the first movie in mind and the second movie in mind, like you already said it too, like this is like the sequel. Like,
Oh yeah.
like bigger budget, bigger body count, like
Well, they were here
goddamn.
for that, but I did say.
Well, I'm saying like what you mentioned earlier or off camera,
the sequel.
the sequel. And goddamn, I was fucking gnarly.
Yeah, because that's what sequels do. They go bigger.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's already established. No point in talking about that shit again, even though I do a lot. But other than that, it's like, let's just amp up the deaths, the kills. And goddamn, right off the bat, I saw the minutes too, because I had to piss right after the whole premonition was over.
Mm-hmm.
And the actual real, the premonition, and then the real shit happens. That whole thing, that I call that the whole opening scene. 17 minutes. I was like, good lord. And not once did you think this was like dreading or like, going on too long or anything like that. Like, it was a solid 17 minutes. Like, everything was like, doof, 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 doof. And I appreciate it for that. That was badass. Like, if you thought the first one was insane with the plane blowing up,
Mm-hmm.
and we talked about how much that was crazy. This one doesn't have that much emotional pull to it. Like we said,
No,
we said in the other one that there was like, certain passengers on the plane that made it super sad.
Yeah.
With this, you're kind of like, whatever.
I mean, yeah, because it's like mostly like adults and like one kid.
Yeah.
Or one teenager, I guess. I don't know how.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, preteen or young, or is it just a young child and stuff like that. So I guess that's the only kind of thing. But I mean, other than that, they're all just pretty much just regular adults and stuff. So yeah, I feel you on that. Like, there's like no like emotional attachment to like. I mean, it is kind of like, I'm not gonna lie though. Like, seeing this whole fucking scene like go down, I was like, oh god, oh my god, oh fuck.
For real, me too.
It feels so real.
I haven't seen this in forever, so I was like, God damn, like that is an opening, dude. Like, it's one thing after another, and then you think somebody survived. The Evan is burning up in his car.
Yeah,
and you think he's gonna go like that, just burn up, but then
the truck that
bigger, like it's beautiful job of like you're expecting it to go one way, and nah. Like, it's going this way, and it just happens over and over and over and over and over, and I'm like, that's genius.
Or seeing, or like just like little things too, like just seeing Eugene fucking getting smashed by his own motorcycle.
Yeah.
Like, God, dude, just seeing all that shit fucking, because it makes it real.
The cars, like, yeah, exactly.
It makes it real.
The accidents itself, like the cars flipping and stuff like that, like those are real cars. You can tell. So like, the work that had to go into making this whole scene is
crazy, insane.
It's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Because it feels so real. The sound is like perfectly timed with it too. Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just it's one thing after the other that's killing everybody. But I really wish to this day, I still same gripes as the first one. We still have no idea how people just get premonitions.
Yeah. I think that question gets answered in like the fourth one. I think somewhere along the movie, because I feel like every movie we learn a little bit more, because the very first movie we didn't know shit, and then now with the second one we have some knowledge that you can like kind of like intervene and all that dumb shit, but then they bring up new stuff.
This guy,
I feel like
he's a Final Destination guy, so I think he knows.
Or I could just be guessing.
Or maybe he's fucking with me.
Yeah, maybe I could be guessing.
But that's the fun of this. That's why I was super excited to go into this one, because like I like being on the outside of these. I do. Because
I'm on the outside.
And I'm trusting him. But because I'm a lot of these are kind of like first time watches for me again, because I like I said, I was an iffy fan.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still not the biggest fan, you know what I mean? Because I got a lot of questions about a lot of things. But if they do get answered later on, I'm like, oh, okay, well, let's keep going. You know what I mean? But like, I think I tapped out after this one. I think the third. I've seen every one of these, but I can remember some certain kills, but I can't remember like the whole flow of each
like
movie.
the story.
Yeah, except maybe the fifth one, because that one caught me by surprise. But yeah, but
I was gonna say, I think like as we go on, we just learn a little bit more. Cause again, I think like we're just going along with the ride with every fucking movie.
yeah,
And so I feel like, yeah, the first one we didn't know nothing about. Only thing that we know is that you can intervene and it'll just skip that person, and that was pretty much it. Like that was the whole fucking like, there was a design. There's a design.
oh yeah, big sleeves.
But the big sleeves, there's death is coming for us.
Death is coming for us.
But anyway, yeah. So there's the death design, and then you can intervene. And then in this one, there were some more things later on, which we'll get to when we get there. But there were some more things revealed as we got on. So we're like, so I feel like with every movie, we're just gonna be learning with like these characters and stuff like that.
And that's what we want to do here. We want to learn. We want to grow. You know?
Yeah. Just because that's full.
But in Final Destination, they tell you that doesn't matter because you just die in the end anyway. You know?
Yeah.
There are some really cool deaths in this fucking movie, though. I'll give it that. So far, like, I am digging the fuck out of Final Destination 2.
Yeah, it's definitely a solid sequel.
Yeah, it's a great sequel.
It's a fucking solid sequel.
That's what I was saying. Like, yeah, dude, if for a sequel, like, you need bigger stakes, bigger. If it's a horror movie, you need bigger kills. You need all that kind of shit going on. So, like, I feel like they succeeded in every one of those aspects of the movie. Like, just fuck it. We don't need to explain anything. Let's just go. And this movie just goes. And I'm not gonna jump off the opening scene still because it's so fucking good. Like, it is so good. Besides Scream, I would say this is probably second best like opening scene of like horror movie. Like, that was a sick opening, dude. Sick opening. Even though the acting is kind of shitty, I think that's why I'm like knocking it down. And believe me, the more I think about it, it's probably not the best. It's probably not second best.
So let me just take back everything I just said.
It is up there as an opening scene, though. It's got to be at least in the top 10 because, goddamn, like the way Premonition, of course, shows you everything you want to see, you know. And then when it really happens, this one still gets you by the balls because the cop saves her, but her friends still get fucking bam.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, knocked the fuck out of there. So, and that was a surprise.
That was crazy.
And that was so cool. Like, that's what I'm saying. Every time you think it's safe, it's like, no, it's not. Bam, 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 bam. So, yeah, I love the opening of this movie. That was probably my favorite part of the whole movie.
It is, yeah, it
just
is.
Being real.
And I was gonna say how like this is like the one movie that most people talk about without even realizing it because that one scene alone traumatized an entire generation of people from driving on their freeway. Like, yeah, like fear of flying, whatever, but like there's like more people on the road and shit.
Oh god, you see a logger truck, you get the fuck out of the way.
Yeah, and I'm saying like this movie. Again, people may have not seen this movie, but they will know this scene because that's how famous it is. Because it just traumatized it traumatized me. I'm like, I'm never fucking driving in the freeway ever again, dude. Like, I'll just drive on the side roads.
Didn't even happen with 9/11 with like flights. Like, like the first one I do with flights, 9/11 happened. Flights, everybody was scared to fly, but then eventually people were like, yeah, fuck it.
And
I gotta get to Georgia and I gotta get there quick. You know what I mean?
My job needs me out there.
Yeah, fuck this terrorist bullshit. But yeah, but still to this day, and even though, like we talked about in the last video too, like planes are flying in the sky like every other day.
Yeah.
And there's still a gazillion flights every day. But I guarantee every day someone's behind a fucking logger truck. They move.
For sure, yeah.
They move. And those logger trucks are probably like, hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, stay on my fucking lane, bro. Stay on my lane.
One of the best jobs in the world right now is probably just be a logger truck.
Just
kick it. You got no worries, dude. Even a cop's not gonna, especially a cop ain't gonna fucking fall behind you. Opening scene. I itched my tit real quick. Yeah, itchy titties. You ever get itchy titties? Just right under.
Especially like when I'm wearing like a shirt like this. and there's like heavy like the coating on the shirt and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And then when it gets hot, you just sweat and then just chafe your tits.
Oh god,
Your tits are all just chafing.
that's the worst.
While
That's
like
the
going, more rubbing them
It's like runners. You know, runners have like band-aids on
on their nipples because they chafe. Yeah.
I feel like going down the stairs. You know, like mine almost smacked me in the face.
Oh god. So after the premonition scene, the next thing that I have was Evan's death scene.
Dude,
Right?
2 for 2.
Okay.
Yeah, I got you.
Okay, well, anyway, just to backtrack a little bit,
Samesies.
after the whole premonition and then Kimberly blocking the fucking entrance to the freeway and shit like that, and then Officer Burke has to get involved and stuff like that because everyone's fucking honking the horn. Everyone that was in the accident that we saw die and shit or on that fucking on-way ramp, and then he has to stop her and shit, and then that's when and then she's like, oh, the lock truck's gonna cause a pile up and crash, whatever. And then they're like, no, it's fine, whatever, blah, blah. And next thing you know, you see that shit happen. Boom. I fucking like that, honestly. I like how, like, the main person, like, looks like crazy. And then when that shit happens, they're all like, oh my God, like, what the fuck? Like,
Yeah.
It's fucking kind of, like, a little satisfying. I'm like, yeah, see? Fucking believe me, bitch.
Yeah.
Like, if we're in public and someone's like, something's gonna fucking happen, I'm like, I'm listening to that. I don't give a fuck what people say.
It's our Lord and Savior.
Yeah. For real.
Right there. Yeah.
But anyway, so the point I'm trying to get, like, after that whole pile up premonition scene, they're at the fucking police station getting questioned and stuff like that. They're being held there for a little bit. But the only person that wasn't there was Evan. Because I guess he won, like, the lottery or something. Or something happened, but he wasn't being questioned. He was just behind the glass or something, like, watching them, which I didn't really understand why he was not in there with them. That's the one thing I don't really know.
He's too ripped.
Not that I care anyway, because the whole point of my note is that he dies because he fucking wins the lottery. He goes back to his fucking shitty ass apartment carrying a fucking, like, almost tripping, carrying boxes down.
Trying to fry up mozzarella sticks.
Yeah, and then he's like playing like on like the voicemail machine.
Answering machine.
Voicemail machine. Oh yeah. Anyway, he's playing that shit, and then yeah, there's just people like all these chicks that he was involved with before, like, oh, I heard you won the lottery, hit me up. And yeah, anyway, and then yeah, he's trying to fry up mozzarella sticks. Which, by the way, before he did that, he fucking tossed out a fucking pan full of spaghetti.
A beautiful spaghetti.
Like, it looks fresh. And then he dumps that shit out the window.
Yeah, that really pissed me off.
Flats on the floor.
That really pissed me off.
And then he goes, yeah,
it's beautiful.
Yeah, it looked fresh. Because then he goes in the fridge and then he gets fucking Chinese food, like old date, like probably a couple day old Chinese food. And like, you're gonna fucking heat that shit up and except.
Even though, I'll give him that. Old Chinese food is always good. You could have it in there for 4 or 5 days.
I mean, if I had nothing else, but I just had perfectly good spaghetti. I think I still do, yeah.
Try some for the.
We just toss it outside.
Let's try it a little bit.
I'm good. It's all nasty now. It's been sitting there for a minute. But anyway, and then all that shit's and then he has like a ring and stuff, and the ring falls down. Which, by the way, that's another thing that I didn't like. Kind of got me a little bit. I'm like, I fucking hate putting your hand down the fucking garbage disposal because he lost his ring. And then but then dumbass, he's like, fuck, let me get my ring. But instead of using my other hand that doesn't have the watch on it, let me put my watch hand in the fucking drain, and then that shit explodes, and he can't get out. He's stuck with the watch and stuff, and everything starts going on fire around him. And yeah.
You know what would be really gnarly is if he did like a saw move right there.
Get a couple on hand.
If we just turned it on, because at least he can get out of the fire.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, is it worth like saving your hand, or is it worth chopping off your hand to survive, like in general? You know. Like, I know that'd probably be too far for this. I don't know. There's some fucked up shit in this movie. So, I don't know.
Yeah.
Would that be too far? But what if he did that, dude? And he still fucking died.
That would have been crazy. Like, he went by any
He was like, fuck it. Like, there's no other choice. And just fucking, but he still fucking makes it down the stairs, biffs it, all that shit, dude. And why wouldn't he move?
Yeah, as I'm saying, and then so like, and then he somehow escapes. Fucking the windows close, which that pissed you off because the windows was closed on him for some reason.
And I have that written down right here. We'll get into it.
But yeah, and then he just breaks the window, goes down, climbs down the fire escape, big ass explosion. all his shit is flying out the window. It's like, damn, you bought like a new like iMac and shit, and that shit just fucking gone.
And that's what brings me like, okay, this is where I have problems with Final Destination, is because death can just like hold windows down, or like
Close them or something.
or like guide water and then bring water back for some reason, and do this kind of dumb shit. And it's just like, well, why do you have all this extravagant shit? And why don't you just go up to the guy and just fucking choke him? Just choke him.
Yeah.
Or do something like that. Or just take his head and just bash it into the fucking table. Or I don't know, if you're strong enough to like hold windows down, and then it's like, oh, the only thing I can do is if I break, because he couldn't lift it. It's not like the window's shut and it was just that amount of time that he couldn't get it open, so he burned up. Nothing like that.
No, he just broke that shit open.
It was just like they were
held down.
He couldn't. Yeah, they were held down by some kind of force, so he had to break the glass. And it's just like, well, then how smart is death if you can just break some glass and just get out of it?
Well, because like I guess because like the glass that he broke when he broke the window was the glass that he fell on top of when he fell on his back and shit.
No.
Because that's when he was jumped down the fire escape explosion. He goes down the ladder and he tries to like jump a little bit to bring it down because it got stuck. And then when he did, it dropped him and he fell on his back on top of the glass. And he's like, ah, fuck, you know. And I guess maybe that's why he didn't move out of the way in time.
Still,
I guess I'm saying that's
death
kind of
held
stretching.
the windows down.
Yeah, that doesn't avoid the fact that yeah, death can hold down windows.
Yeah. So that there's something. I don't want to be that guy either. I want to watch it.
Yeah.
That's what kind of sucks about having channels sometimes, is like you have to look at this stuff and it's just not fun anymore. You know, it's just not fucking fun anymore. That's why I drink when I do this. I did like that whole kill though.
Mm-hmm.
Loved it. That's what I'm saying. Every one of these kills, I think, are awesome. Oops.
Yeah, because during that whole thing with everything just blowing up, everything catching on fire, I'm like, oh fuck. It's like go.
A badass scene, and you can tell.
And he's like playing like fucking like rock and shit, like being loud, and I'm like, oh my god.
And there's some pyrotechnics in here and stuff like that. Like every scene, like they worked their ass off for these scenes. I know they did, because
oh for sure, yeah.
God damn, dude. Like there's some really cool shit in this movie.
And then he tried using a fire extinguisher, and that shit didn't work.
It was like Pablo Francisco with mace.
The bear mace.
Yeah, he's all mace. He's all shit. Rub it in your eyes.
Get his ass beat, and then he gets impaled in the eyes by the fire escape.
Yeah, when
And
his
then-
shorts blow up.
And then that's it.
Yeah, they do everything like I said before. This is just like a sequel. This is what a sequel should do. Just amp it up, bruh, and go balls out, bruh.
Mm-hmm.
And they do, because not only did they go balls out, but they had the balls to kill a kid
Oh yes.
right in front of us too. There was no cutaway here. There was no cutaway. So, I think you know the scene a little better than me.
One of the things I had before that was Clear comes back. That happened before.
Okay, whatever. Yeah, I'm just kidding. No, yeah, she does come back.
She does
and
come back,
the
and then
teeth are bigger and better than ever. Let me tell you.
yeah, and then so that was like the whole like. I mean, I think that's kind of cool. I guess like bringing her back, but I mean, part of me still wishes it was Alex. But yet they just revealed that he just fucking died by a brick falling on his head.
I wanted to write that as a negative, but I'm like, I'm sure the people already know.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, but it's kind of weird. Like my guess was that they wanted him originally, and then he wanted more money, and then they're like, okay, you know what? We'll get this next best person that survived.
They were like, you know what? Fix that gap. You got a deal. And he was like, no.
Nah, that is coming.
See it now, and I can see it again.
That is coming.
It's coming. But I thought that was bullshit.
Yeah.
To have just, and this is what happened right here, and it's just like him with the brick. But they don't show.
They
his
show the
face.
picture.
They do not show his fucking face.
And also, I
And
think
I'm gonna tell you right now.
I got
theory.
I was like, to back up your theory is because that picture of Alex was taken with a Polaroid, and his face was facing down, but sitting with the Polaroid. So like, who took that picture for her? Was it the news? He's gonna shout at me. Was it the news, or did she send someone? Or maybe did she take a picture for him or something? You know.
I'll tell you what happened.
All right, well, tell me, bro. What happened?
He's not dead. Alex is not dead.
Dun dun dun. Dun 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 dun.
And Clear knows that.
Yes.
But if you're gonna trick death, you gotta go all the way. You gotta go all the way.
We know too much.
You know too much.
We've gone too far.
We went too far. But yeah, if you're gonna cheat death, you better have your ducks in order there,
Yeah.
Tiger. So let's say, because they fell in love like super quick, we never saw it, but it just happened in the first one.
Oh, actually, you know what? It reminded me too. There was like a whole like deleted scene or something that apparently that she gave birth. Clear like gave birth to like a baby or some shit. Unless I'm fucking tripping, but I swear to God, I watched like one of the like I think it was CZ's like world. Like he talked about like a deleted scene or something that she gave birth to a kid.
I don't know.
I might have to cut this out because I don't want to be wrong about it. But if I am right, that's why it's still here. But if it's wrong, you're never gonna see this.
They didn't show his face. Okay? They didn't show his face. That being said, I feel like if you're gonna cheat death, you gotta trick him somehow. So if you're gonna say that someone's dead, you're gonna have to go all the way. And I think if you really love somebody, you would do that for him. Almost like Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, with his chick and stuff.
Loves his wife, but his wife has to be married with somebody else. Oh my God.
Because she's in constant danger.
Yeah, and she can't be happy unless she lets go, but they still love each other like hella. Spoiler alert if you haven't seen the movie, but hope you like Italian.
Hope you like Italian. Where'd you go?
Hey!
Hey, where'd you go?
But yeah, did Clear's love like trick everybody? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I could see Alex being like, I have a plan. Okay?
Clear, I have a plan.
Act like a brick falls on my fucking head. And then,
It's like, what if we had a brick? I need a gun.
what if we kill a guy?
What if we kill the guy that looks like me?
Lay him on the ground. Put my blood all over him with my DNA. They never check it. Yeah, I don't know where I was going, but that's it.
Well, I was gonna say the whole point why I brought up Claire was because she returns to the franchise. They talk about Alex's death, and then also they revealed a new design because in the original movie they talked about Death's design, and then they killed the people in which they would have died on the plane. In this case, they went back. They went back to front, not front to back. This new design that
should never do
because Evan died and he was going to be the last one to die before Kimberly, but everyone else is still alive. So that's why they realized that, oh, they're supposed to go backwards because he died first.
Yeah.
Bam. And because Officer Burke intervened with her death,
it reset everything.
It reset and it went backwards, and that's why I started with Evan, and then that's going to go continue that way from back to front, not front to back. Ooh, and I kind of like that clever, that clever writing that of like going from, instead of going like again from front to back, they went back to front. So they're starting away from the beginning, the ending, into the beginning. Crazy. It's a twist, a new thing for this franchise because this is only the second movie. So
it's only the second movie.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, hold your horses. My voice cracked a little bit. Don't judge me.
Oh, and then this is the part about the kid's death.
That's what I want to talk about.
Yeah, little Timmy.
Little Timmy gets squished.
Oh,
and that's what I was talking about right here. That they had the balls to kill a kid, and I love it because I hate kids. No, I'm just kidding. I feel like you should be able to go there tastefully, nothing crazy.
You're like, hello, anyone there?
But this one straight up squishes a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Right from his mom. It's really fucked up. But it sets you up to think that he's gonna get choked out.
Yeah,
Or he's gonna suffocate.
that's why I put like the little fake out with his death and shit.
That's what I'm saying. These deaths take a while in these, and that's what I like about these. Every one of these deaths takes its time, except towards probably third act stuff.
Mm-hmm. So like speeding up.
Yeah.
Oh, that's and then I'll get to, but that's yeah. I have something that kind of goes with what you were saying.
Yeah, because death's kind of like all of a sudden just like, come on, let's go.
Yeah,
let's
I want to speed it up. Come
It's
on.
like, why don't you? Yeah. Anyway, but it takes its time with this kid because it has to do with an aquarium fucking plugging up and that dripping water into electrical socket and the dentist going away for a certain amount of time, a pigeon flying through the fucking window. There's all kinds of things that have to happen for this kid to fucking
And then
die.
like the construction and there's like a water leak and all that shit, thinking it's gonna shock the mom or something.
Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff.
All the shit start going down. Yeah,
and it's just like, come on, Death. Like, what do you? If we weren't there, Death, would you be doing all this? Or
Yeah.
are you just doing this for views?
Unless he's breaking the
Death is
fourth
doing
wall.
this for views.
Breaking the fourth wall. He knows.
I know you, Death. And I know what you're about, and you're not going to get my views. Okay?
Yeah.
So you can stop it right now. Stop deathing.
Just
Stop.
go ahead and stop it. Just stop it.
Stop killing people. Death is the number one cause for all deaths. I need a beer. I'll be right back.
Okay.
And I firmly believe that OSHA is the only thing that could stop
For real.
these deaths. So I'm seeing a lot of fuck up, especially with that death.
Mm-hmm.
Construction, all this kind of stuff. Like I just feel
Electrical stuff. Yeah. Make sure
Yeah.
everything's up to code.
yeah.
Yeah.
OSHA would have a heyday with you, Death. Just telling you. Your days are numbered. Okay?
Your days are numbered.
We'll call Sweet James. He's the bomb of this.
The next thing that I have on my list is I put another sick ass Tony Todd speech to the crew. And then pretty much is again just gives down the same shit. I like how like when they come to his like mortuary area where the fuck he's like his area where he's working and shit, and then they're like going down and stuff, and then Clear like goes through like or tries to go through a door, but then he just pushes like a body or Evan's body towards her and shit, and he just Rachel like, oh, like Clear, you know, like because he already knows who she is, and so I'm like, oh, it's kind of cool, a nice little reunion coming back.
Yeah. All right.
Hey, I remember you. You're still alive? Crazy. But anyway, and then he just gives like the same speech that he did in the first one, like death design and da-da-da. But his deliverance of that whole, again, I really wish I knew that whole thing because he said some fucking cool shit. And again, like that's kind of no escapes. I told you. Claire's like, but there's a way.
No escapes.
Blah blah blah. Like they're trying to, and he's like, no escapes. But then Kimberly tries talking to him. He's like, please, like anything to help anyone to help. Or my friends are dead or whatever. I forgot what she told him. And then he told her, every new life defeats death. And that was the new thing that we just learned in this franchise, that every new life defeats death. Because he's like, well, for every life, there's a death. And for every death, there's a life. But if there was a life that was never supposed to live in the first place that becomes born, fucks everything up. Hence was why new life defeats death. And then that's when they came up with the realization for Isabella. Because that was the pregnant lady that was in the pileup and shit. So they're trying to find her ass, and then fucking Officer Burke just like somehow like abuses his power. Just fucking, you know, I'm a police officer.
Abuses or uses.
Abuses or uses his power.
Come on now.
Damn.
Damn. He said, you know what? I know the rules. I can do this.
I'm above the law.
I can wear my fucking furry leather jacket and just fucking.
And then not show up to work, and I can just fuck around with this fucking kid.
As soon as his life's on the line, he's like, what?
What? But anyway, yeah. So they just come to the realization that she's part of that and pile up, and so then they use like the dash cam footage to find her license plate, and then put out, be on the lookout for this car, whatever, blah blah, just to get her and to make sure that she delivers that baby. The next thing I have on my list is that after they came to the realization that they needed Isabella to be alive to deliver her baby and shit, they gather all of the survivors of the pileup would-be pileup crash to Officer Burke's apartment.
Yes.
And then they try to keep everyone there. And then Kimberly's giving a speech saying that how they need to work together, that we need to fucking, stick together, help each other
That
out.
typical fucking speech that you get in every goddamn movie.
Mm-hmm.
We need to work together,
yeah, we need
man.
to fucking, we need to find out whatever. And then, but I mean, at least she's doing the smart thing, because I'll be like, yeah, fuck it, let's try to all stick together or whatever the fuck, because obviously if you separate, shit fucking happens. So might as well just try to stay together and stuff like that.
Yeah, Clear, where were you staying? Let's all go in that room together.
Yeah, but wherever you're staying, yeah, we'll just be in that room and no one fucking leaves. But anyway, so and then Eugene is skeptical. He's like, that's a bunch of bullshit. Fucking Mr. Cool Eye in the corner. Until he almost fucking kills Clear. Because he's like, I'm gonna fucking leave, and Mr. Cool Guy grabs his jacket and then he drops like the little 8-ball keychain he has, and that shit fucking went to a mousetrap. Again, typical Final Destination fashion, and it starts bang, and then it hits a little kayak, and then it swings and almost hits Clear, and then comes out the window. And then that just pretty much like convinces him that, yeah, this shit's kind of fucking real a little bit.
Not yet.
Not yet though. But he's like, oh fuck, he's kind of like, it lets his guard down a little bit now.
Yeah.
Because now he's open to that reality.
Still fucking like a dumbass.
Like a dumbass.
Goes to the elevator.
But anyway, so the point I have on my list was that Rory, the druggy fucking guy with the long hair, he gets a sign for Nora's death because Clear kind of gives that. Again, she tells them what's up, like, yo, if you see anything out of the ordinary, like, pay attention to it. It's a sign, just keep out for the signs and stuff like that. And then one of the signs that he saw was a mannequin hanging and then hooks around him. And at the same time, Nora leaves because she's like, she lost her husband, she lost her son, she just wants to fucking, if it's her time, she'll know she'll just be in heaven with her family, which I'm like, oh, it's very sweet.
Which I'm like,
very sweet. Very
who wouldn't feel like that?
Yeah, like you lost everything, so like, just if it's your time, it's your time. But then she leaves, and then Eugene leaves at the same time, and then while they're in the elevator, there's this weird guy with like hooks, hands or whatever in a basket, and he's like coming up to her and smelling her hair and shit like that. And then once Rory
Who hasn't been there though, dude? He just got caught. I mean, you know, do it?
Hello,
just kidding.
Hello. But and then Rory gets that sign, because I guess, like, I feel like in the first movie, no one besides Alex and Claire got premonitions. No one else did. But then he's the first side character, and he gets a sign. So that's kind of weird. But I guess it's just to show that anyone can get a sign, I guess, if they fucking pay attention to it.
Yeah, they said that. It's like anybody can get a little bit of signs.
If they pay attention to it. And then he did. And so they call her and like, yo, a guy with hooks is going to fucking kill you. You probably shouldn't have said that, because all the shit that happened to her like a couple seconds ago.
Hooked, because he has a basket full of fake arms with hooks on them, like whatchamacallit arms, like
those fake ones that like amputee, amputee arms.
Yeah, there you go. And so they have hooks on them so they can grab shit and stuff like that. This is back in the day. But anyway, one gets hooked
on her fucking
hair right when they say that shit. So she thinks she's getting
attacked. Yeah. And then that kind of, again, I'm like, fucking god damn it, because you're like, Eugene's trying to help, like, yo, chill out, like let me help you.
Chill.
Yeah, and she's like, no, let me go. Fucking. And then of course, the fucking elevator doors, which almost got Rory's foot. I forgot to mention that too. Before Rory, like when he went to the elevator, before he got up there, his shoe got stuck. He's like, "Give me back my shoe!" And it fucking pulls off. And the guy's like, "Yeah, man. Like we tried calling maintenance to fix the bumpers and stuff like that. Like whatever." And he's being a fucking dickhead. He's being a dickhead to the guy. Yeah. And he had like dog shit on his shoes. Like, is that dog shit? Putting it in his face. Yeah. What a fucking prick. But anyways, that's kind of foreshadowing what happened. And then with Nora, Eugene, and then that old guy with the hook hands, hooks to the back of her hair. And then she like goes, the door's open, and then that shit turns back around, and then that closes on her fucking neck. And the shit starts going up. I'm like, oh God.
Couple times.
Yeah, dude. Fucking going up. And it's so sad because you see, is it Kat? And then you see
Eugene.
Inside.
Yeah.
And then but then as Kat and Clear, they try to fucking pull her out.
Oh.
And then she's like, and then it's so sad because she's like, I don't want to die.
Which is always the saddest thing when you hear in a slasher at any time. Because I heard it in Scream 6 too.
Yeah.
And what's her name's girlfriend?
Oh, it's Oh God.
Mindy's girlfriend.
Yeah, but what the fuck is the girlfriend's name though? I feel like Annika.
I was gonna say Aurora. Okay,
Annika.
Yeah, Annika.
It's Annika. Yeah.
Annika, when she's on the ladder, dude.
And then Goku's like, and
She's like, I don't want to die. It's like that's always like the saddest thing
to hear.
But
yeah, and then she says that like, I don't want to die, and it gets her head cut off, and she's like, God damn. And then when
Eugene kind of like hams it up a little bit in that elevator. I'm sorry, but dude, this isn't a stage play. He's just like. all fucking retarded. Like, I don't like that part.
Yeah,
I never did. Even when I was a kid, I was like, he's doing too much.
Yeah, he is a little bit, just a little
right?
bit. Yeah, a little bit.
A little too much. A little too much. But then, yeah, whatever. They go back to the apartment, and then this is where Eugene biffs it. Or no,
he tries to kill himself.
Yes,
with the gun. He's like, I'm gonna go on my own terms. Nah.
Yeah,
and he's like, bleh, bleh, click, 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 and it's like, what the fuck? And then Officer Burke is like, yo, just give me the gun. Everyone's like, yo, chill the fuck out, man. Like, you don't do this. And he's like, no, I'm gonna fucking go on my own terms. And he tries killing himself. Shoots all 6 times.
Right on, dude. Do it. Like, fuck it.
But then it just clicks, and then he just gets it, and he's like, you. All in the turn, it just shows that all 6 bullets were never shot. It was all in there in the chamber still.
That's
impossible. And then that's when Claire comes in. Is like, wasn't his turn.
Yeah, but that's okay. So right now, is everybody that it's not their turn as a superhero, and they just jump off a building and like just bounce back up and be fine and just ram? You know what I mean? Like cut their wrists and they're not going to bleed.
I don't know. I'm saying that's kind of
like
weird.
That part really fucked up a lot of stuff. Like I think,
unless because I don't think that's. I mean, I don't want to say about the other movies, but that could be something that they could try doing because they haven't really done that before.
I just feel like that is really at where we are right now. Okay.
Oh wait, never mind. I just remembered something. Never mind. We'll get there when we get there.
Okay. But where we are right now, like I don't understand that. I feel like. Okay, so everybody's just a superhero right now. Let me think it. I'm just kidding. This guy, I know he is the guy. You need a Final Destination guy? This is the guy. Okay. But for right now, I really don't see how that is like. I'll be doing all kinds of crazy shit.
For real.
Be like, it's not my turn. Fuck it.
You fucking jump off buildings, fucking, yeah.
Like, whose turn is it? Everybody point the gun to their head.
Russian roulette. Blah.
Whoever it works on, just go around the line.
That's it.
Or is Death going to intervene because Death's like, no, bitch. You don't. I own this shit.
Yeah,
I own the show.
You're doing my job?
So that means everybody before them that wanted to kill themselves, that actually did. Death wanted them to do that?
Probably.
But
no, again, I'm not gonna lie though, because I've heard stories of like people like wanting to kill themselves, or someone like trying to get shot. Oh, that's what it was. It was like this like random security guard. These 2 security guards at an Amazon warehouse building, and then they just, I guess, there's security there, and then one of them comes in with a fucking gun, and he points it at the guy's head, and he tries pulling the trigger, and it got jammed, and the guy's like gets up and starts fighting him with it, but he survived and shit. I'm like, that's what I'm saying. Sometimes like life's weird, dude, because sometimes they can there's a universe where that shit worked, God forbid, but then in this one, he just fucking, that shit jammed right before, it was like point blank to his fucking head.
Life is weird.
That's
especially, dude.
He's the luckiest guy, dude.
I see it on the news. Every fucking, I really, okay, I said I was going to do this a long time ago. I was just going to watch cartoons in the morning. Because it's probably going to set my day up a lot better than watching the fucking news, because
the news just piss you off.
But it's such a habit of mine. It's been on my whole life. And
yeah.
When you wake up, you make coffee, you do this, you do that, you watch in the background. You just don't even think about it. It's just
until something like major happens.
It's almost comforting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're so attuned by it. Like you're so just intervened with like whatever they're saying. Like you don't care. You don't even think about it. And then me and whatever, we'll be eating breakfast and just be like, God damn, God
You're
damn.
just reading all this shit.
Not even the news stories, just the little fucking at the bottom.
Yeah, they don't even say it. They just talk about like the little line on the bottom is reads by.
Yeah, woman killed by three of her kids. Or there was a story like that, like this mom fucking is gonna turn off the Wi-Fi, and her 3 daughters went after her with knives.
Crazy.
And the mom had to call the cops on her fucking 3 daughters trying to stab her to death.
That's insane, dude.
And then it's just like nothing. And it's just like, Jesus Christ.
What the
dude.
fuck has the world? Whoa! What are you doing over there?
I like the stuff with like fantasy, but god damn, in the real life, dude, it's just like, Jesus Christ, people.
And that's just fucking. It's crazy. That's what I'm saying. That's why, like,
It can happen.
That's why, like, when he's doing it, like, it's not his time yet. That's why. But then
I don't know.
But then when other people do it, it happens to them. So I guess it's their time. I'm saying, like, life's fucking weird, dude. Life is so fucking weird.
It's very weird. And then you make it to like our ages or whatever. And I know people that have.
Oh, dude.
You know?
Yeah. I've read recently. There's someone I went to high school with. Again, I'm like, fuck, crazy.
Did that happen to me? Yeah.
Someone I went to high school with is like crazy. I'm like, oh my god, I used to know these people, dude. I'm like, god damn,
gone.
and they're just gone.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Especially when you get to my age. But like, then it becomes more, and at the same time, you're like, how the fuck did I live this long?
For real. Well, because I don't leave the house anyway.
No, we don't. We never leave.
We never leave the house. Only to the theaters and back, and that is it.
It's not worth it, dude.
It's not. Fuck that shit, man. Fuck flying anywhere. Fuck driving anywhere. Fuck everything. Just stay home in the comfort of our home, and that is it.
And when I do go out, dude, it's not a fun experience.
It's not. It's like dreadful, kind of.
Unless I'm at certain places, I'm just like, I'm always like on the edge.
Yeah, because you never know. Especially now, it's like random shit is happening, dude.
Yeah,
it's just crazy. Like that's just the world we live in, and it kind of sucks.
It does suck. And
sucks crazy.
You know what's even shittier about that is that 99% of the people don't want to hurt you. Nothing's gonna happen, But there's that 1% that just wants to fuck everybody's day up, And it's just like, god damn it, And so we all have to look over our shoulders for that 1%.
I know that shit sucks.
Anyway, but unless you're on death's list, because you're on death's list, you're fucked.
Yeah. Okay, so the last thing that I have before we get back on track.
Go ahead.
I put again another clever reveal. So there was another clever reveal. This is when they were trying to drive because I guess they already have Isabella in custody. Mm-hmm. Because they pulled her over and then they said that the car has been reported stolen. And then they lock her ass up in county. She's like there. Yeah, it's so sad. It's just like this little short pregnant lady is like fucking, like look at me. Like I can steal a car. Am I in the position to steal a car? Just big old belly and shit. Like about to give birth and stuff. Anyway, and then her water breaks, and then the person that's watching her takes her to the hospital, and then they're driving a van to the hospital and stuff. And then as they're going to go meet her at the police station, they pass by, but then she's driving and shit, and then there's an accident happens. But before that, it was revealed that all of these new characters were supposed to die, but the Fly 180 caused them not to die because shit happens afterwards. So one of the that was a clever reveal. Like
that was a clever reveal.
That how they were supposed to die, but then these people died instead because they got off the plane.
When they were in the car connecting all the dots, which is a little cheesy, with the last guy, the long-haired guy, when he was talking about, I was in Paris in the sun. Like, I was like, come on, dude. And you just have this.
Yeah, he was like, oh yeah, and he saw this guy got smacked by a but smacked by the sign and stuff like that. And now it was Carter, and then Eugene was there for, I know Kat was there for Terry's death. Officer Burke was there for Billy's death.
I mean, it all makes sense.
But they'll connect, yeah.
But like to be like you were in Paris at the same exact time, like that one's a stretch. But we go with it because it is a sick reveal. What you're talking about.
He said that he had tickets to go to a concert in Paris.
Yeah.
But he didn't go because of Carter's death.
I thought he went to Paris.
He did. He had tickets to a concert in Paris. and then he was gonna go, but then he witnessed all that shit happen to Carter.
Got you. Yeah, he's all. I was on acid.
Yeah, he was like all he was fucking on drugs
sipping
and stuff.
lattes.
But anyway, awesome. But that's what I'm saying. Like, it's kind of crazy how like, and then they revealed how like they were gonna go do something, but because Fly 180, someone died in front of them. That's why they didn't go. And then for Officer Burke too, like he was supposed to go with his partner, or he was supposed to go do something, like respond to a call or something. But then his partner took it because he had to go fucking pick up Billy Hitchcock's body. But then his partner died in a shootout, and if he would have went, he would have died instead.
He would have died. Yeah.
So I'm saying, so like, it's like I like that. I was like, dude, that's crazy, so crazy, dude.
That is very cool. That's kind of like what we do when we're doing our Scream theories.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Because Scream is kind of like this, to where, I mean, it's not death, but it's death.
Mm-hmm.
It's Ghostface.
Yeah.
And you don't know why Ghostface is coming after you. But we always come up with a million different reasons why this is happening and how everything connects and everything. So it's nice to see a movie, a part 2 especially.
Oh yeah. Dude.
Give a shit enough to connect that, because they could just be like, oh, this bitch has random permission. Let's just get on with the kills and get it over with. Which is kind of like what they did later on. I don't know, but he knows a little more than me. So
yeah,
from my perspective, that's what seems like they did later on. And I feel like for them to really give a shit that much right off the bat is really cool. I appreciate that kind of stuff, because god damn it, it would be nice to have just one continuous fucking string that you could just follow, you know, and just get all the way through.
And then that was a clever twist for it not to be confusing.
Yeah.
Not like Saw, where this takes place in this time and that takes place in that time. I mean, that's a whole different discussion for a different day, but I'm pretty sure we talked about it throughout the channel. Like,
but we're gonna get there too.
Yeah, we'll get there too. But yeah, so this is like one continuous like storyline where it makes sense, but it's revealed that these people were supposed to die first, but because 180 got off the plane, those people fucking died and prevented them from dying. Yeah. So that's why they're dying first, and that's why death is cutting up loose ends, because they're killing those people first because they're supposed to die. Crazy. But anyway, as I was saying before, with Isabella and that officer that was taken to the hospital, they're meeting and they pass each other, and her cat, she's driving the fucking, or is it like a Ford Escape or the fuck, or Escalade, or whatever the fucking car is, big ass car. Bro. And then, but her tire goes out, and then they fucking almost collide with the van. So they're passing each other, which is kind of crazy timing and shit like that. And then they go off to the side, and then the car with all the characters are fucking, and then they crash through like a fence and like a farm. And then, dude, like, but again, that accident looks kind of crazy too, because how they kind of like just skid and skirt, and then they fucking hit a tree goes through, and then the fucking pipes at the same time goes through. I'm like, when they're heading for the pipes, dude, I was like, oh god, someone's gonna get it. When I first watched it,
oh yes,
the little pipes on the truck bed, and then they just fucking ram right into it from behind and shit. Crazy.
Yes, especially because once again, this is like something I haven't seen in a long time, and I was like, oh, did someone get it right here? Like, I don't remember.
Like, that would have been crazy.
Yeah.
But anyway, and then after that, like, this is the part where we were getting to where, like, where you said earlier, where you felt like it's like, especially like third act stuff, this is when death is like starting to get like little rushy.
Yeah.
Because I put that Rory and Kat, they died, fucking double whammy, just to get rid of two people, because we're already getting close to the third act. Yeah. And I'm like, this is what kind of gets a little ridiculous, but still cool. Their deaths were still cool, because like with the whole explosion, and then the fucking news van almost hits that little kid, and then Rory saves him at the last second, like, yo, we try to do, kid, get yourself killed, you know, fucking trying to like talk down to him and shit. But before, and then they back up, and then a rock pierces like their tank, and then just the fucking gasoline or oil just comes out.
Transmission.
And then
no.
It's like
it's
oil,
gasoline, yeah,
or whatever the fuck, but like a flammable substance from a car leaks down and goes, again, it's kind of weird, like Final Destination fashion, where it just goes down the little tube all the way down.
Like, perfect.
Underneath where Kat's car is, and then she's stuck, and then she's like, and then right behind her is a fucking pipe, like a broken piece of pipe right behind her head on the headrest and stuff. And then the firefighters are like, hey, you know, she's like, can you make that thing any less loud? And then the firefighter's like, oh, I'm sorry, I'll put it on quiet mode, the jaws of life and shit. Bang! And then explodes the again, very gnarly kill, but explodes the airbag, and it's bang, pierces her fucking head through. Very gnarly, dude. And when it happens, I'm like, oh god, oh fuck.
Yes.
And then she drops the cigarette. And then that's what I'm saying. This is the part where we're saying it's a little ridiculous because there's, again, death is like double whammy right here because like when we get to the final act, drops the cigarette, the oil catches fire, goes all the way back to the fucking truck, explodes, and then and then brings the barbed wire and it cuts his ass.
Yeah, a bunch of squares, bunch of sushi.
Bunch of like sushi. But anyway.
But yeah, the punk rock guy fucking biffs it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those are two really quick deaths. And then that's what I'm saying. Like, death is always like he can hold it down windows or he can like do all this kind of crazy shit.
Mm-hmm.
But then just lets this firefighter just make a fuck up. Now that's on his conscience.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. But you know what I mean? Like,
and then it's
yeah, some things are just like, why don't you just have the airbag just blow out on its own?
Yeah.
Like,
that's something that's fucked up. And then Rory's death too is like, goddamn, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Because he had, again, I just feel bad because he told Kimberly to fucking get rid of his shit, get rid of his porno, his paraphernalia, anything that'll break his mom's heart.
Yeah. Don't show the piece of shit I was, please.
Yeah, please. But anyway, that was only one example of a double whammy that they had because again, this is like around third act stuff.
Yeah. So Eugene, he gets fucked up in the van.
Yeah.
I'm assuming something punctured his lung because
Mm-hmm.
he can't breathe. And when you get to the hospital, he's on one of those fucking breather things that are
like a respirator or something like that.
Yeah, they're pumping air constantly into him. Is it got all kinds of hoses and everything attached to him. But when death decides to come for him, it's just like there's no reason for it. Like the vents just close, the wheels just start moving on the cart, and then things just like the cart starts slowly going away, moving away.
Like unplugging. It starts unplugging shit.
Until it starts unplugging shit. And then he's getting way too much nitrous oxide than fucking oxygen. So he's gonna biff it, and then
and that shit's like leaking too because like it closes. Somehow death like closes the fucking vents and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, yeah. So death is closing the vents and close the door and is like leaking this.
And that's what I'm talking about.
Shit.
Is like, why is it with some of them, like death is like accidental,
Mm-hmm.
and then other times it's just so purposeful. Does it get more purposeful as like people keep surviving?
I don't know. It's like this is the part where it's getting a little ridiculous. When scenes like this, it's like a little ridiculous.
Like when you see the vent just go, you know what I mean? Like it's like why did it do that? You know, there's no reason for it. You just show the vents go, and it's just like, oh, okay, well, death can do that anytime. Why does he take so goddamn long to kill everybody? Like we said in the first one, you can just turn the gas on in everybody's houses.
Yeah,
and everybody's fucking
gas leak and stuff.
Where they're all hanging out the fucking
explosion.
The cop's place.
Yeah, the apartment. Yeah, and yeah.
Like, why not just have a gas leak and just
everyone just knock out?
Yeah.
Good night. Hope you sleep well tonight.
That's where I have problems with this, but I did enjoy the kill, I guess, you know, because it's a double whammy.
Yeah, I was gonna say before that too. Like Isabel gave birth to the baby. They're at the hospital. And then they fucking make sure, but at the same time, well, all this shit's happening. So like with Rory and Kat's death and stuff like that, and they're going to the hospital to go make sure she survives and stuff like that. At the same time, she's giving birth and have a whole scene with her, and they're saying how like the baby's like suffocating. It's like the umbilical cord around his neck and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it's like dying at the same time. And she's like, well, my baby can be okay, whatever. But spoiler alert, the baby survives, and then they all celebrate, and she's like, who the hell are they? And like she didn't even know who they are because they never fucking met.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah.
But anyway, and then they go back to outside and they meet up with Claire, and then she's like, oh, it's over, you know, we got it, we beat it, you know, survived, whatever. And then she goes to go find Eugene's room. Goes to go find him, Claire to go find Eugene, and then Officer Burke and Kimberly are in the little waiting area, and then she realizes that Isabella was never meant to die in the pile up anyway. That was the big dun dun dun, 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 dun. Yeah. So it was like the big Saw twist that she was never meant to die in the pileup. And then as that's happening, probably one of like the most saltiest deaths I've ever got. Even though like she's she's a fucking returning character, and that's how clear that's she just dies like that. It's fucking
It's quick.
like not even meaningful, not even emotional. Like it's just
No.
instant
She just blows up
because
she opened a door.
Yeah, because the whole room was being filled with like some air, and when she opens it, something happened and just exploded.
Yeah.
And that's it. Like I've been saying, like as much like she's an eye as a character, she's still a returning character. She still came back. She's just a final girl survivor, but not anymore because she's all that meaningless now. And she's the last known survivor of 180 that we think. But anyway, I didn't like the whole again double whammy. So they killed Rory and Kat, and then Eugene and Claire within like the last like 20 minutes of the film. I could be wrong, but 25 minutes of the film.
You're right.
But it's like, come on. I mean, it's cool. All right, the way they die is all right, but like I wish you just got a little bit more time or individual kills or whatever than just that. But then again, if that was the case, the movie would have been longer than what it is. It's only an hour and a half long, like an hour and 39 minutes or something. So it is what it is.
I'll tell you this though. That was a bullshit scene.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you that. Clear should have got a better death.
Yeah.
If you're gonna kill her, don't just blow her up. Like, come on. Like, even getting chopped up like that dude did, like that's way better.
It would have been like more emotional because like, oh, you saw her face and stuff. Yeah. And I'm saying, yeah, it would have been. I wish they would have done something more with that, but I mean, it is what it is. Now she's dead.
Ooh, but didn't Alex intervene with her death?
From the first movie, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then it goes back around, and so then it was Alex's turn, but then Carter intervened, and then it was his turn anyway, and then he fucking got biffed it, and it was Alex's turn, and then Claire's turn.
But what if in the middle what if in the middle there, Alex fakes, she died.
Ipso facto. Nailed it.
Her teeth are too big for her to be right. She can't be right. Come on now. If we let her loose, she needed to die. If she would have lived, there'd be no forest left in this world. Mm-hmm. She would beaver her way.
Beaver her way.
Every fucking tree in this world.
Chompers on her.
So,
But anyway, so one of the things that I have, like my second to last thing I have, Kimberly had another premonition. She had one before, where they were at a gas station or something, and she had a premonition of a van falling into a river and then fucking the drowning and shit. But she thought it was Isabella. That's why they try to find her ass and stuff like that to make sure she doesn't die. But then it was revealed that the bloody hands and stuff, because when Claire and Eugene die, that whole area explodes and shit, and she had blood in her hand, and she's like, oh my god, it's me, like I have to fucking kill myself, or sorry, unalive myself. Yeah, I was kidding. I'm still saying kill herself. But so then she realized that she has to go do it and stuff like that, and then she just goes and she just gets revived.
She plunges into the fucking lake conveniently right outside the hospital.
Oh yeah.
And then she drowns while
Officer Burke
comes in and saves her, takes her out. She mentions the doctor's name because she thinks that's originally going to be a doctor that's going to kill Isabella or Isabella's baby, one of the two. Turns out that doctor is actually the doctor that's going to save her life.
And then I put showing that it is actually like that is the real idea, or I guess that the point of like the new life defeats death, because she died and then she got resurrected. Yeah. And then now she's alive.
But does it really matter? Because
no, it doesn't.
Because then we have a whole family picnic scene. Kind of reminiscent of the scene that we seen in the new trailer.
Yeah. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. I like that. Nice little throwback.
But it's the survivors. Everybody's hanging out. And the ginger fuck that got saved during the... I'll explain it better. The guy got slashed up.
Oh, Rory.
The
But
ginger,
yeah, he
ginger
is.
kid.
I think the
The
little
kid that was like looking for the gas.
Yeah,
underneath
I think his name's like Brian or some shit.
Yeah.
Brian or something like that. But yeah, he's like the son of like the farmers and stuff.
And he's the one he got saved.
Yeah, he's the one that got Rory intervened his death because he was supposed to get hit by the news van and stuff. And then they were saying that as he's going to go fix the barbecue and stuff, and his parents were like, "Oh my god, like he was supposed to get hit by the news van and stuff like that."
And then
they're like, and as it happens,
and as soon as they realize that shit, they're like, "Oh yeah, go check on those burgers or some shit like that."
yeah,
And the kid goes and checks the barbecue. Gets blown up. The arm, it's really fucked up. The arm lands on the mom's plate.
right in front of her plate.
Movie ends.
Kind of clever. And then yeah, it's a sick ending.
It is, but at the same time, it's
Because I guess it just shows like it makes me believe that like I guess it's just gonna continue. Like it doesn't matter, you know? Because if that was the case, if I guess it is just to show that like even though Kimberly did that whole shit, I guess it doesn't work because if that was the case, then he would have survived.
Yeah.
So I guess that just shows like they're fucked anyway.
Yeah, so why even give her that little glimpse of the doctor's name?
That's what I'm saying. It's all fucky.
And that's where I have a problem with these movies. There you go. Well, Final Destination 2, to me, is better than the first one.
I didn't write this down, but I do kind of like Kimberly as a character, like around like with Alex and stuff. I like Alex too, but I think Kimberly's like.
No, she did good.
She did good.
She did good. She's not terrible. I mean, she did it with the job entailed. She got down.
Yeah, she got it.
She did pretty good.
She did pretty good. Yeah. I would say so too.
I think so.
Underbite.
Yeah, underbite. I got like 5 zins in my face.
The biggest underbite.
Anyway, I would say that Kimberly does very well.
Mm.
And I think I am hammered. And this is
A rock hard discussion.
No, I would say that Kimberly does very well. But I think Alex does better. And I really think Alex should have, or Devon Sawa. Should have,
Yeah.
should have.
It's a bittersweet moment.
Should have just jumped on here instead of Clear.
Because it would have made more sense. Because like then Alex and Kimberly can have like a connection. Like, yo, we seen this shit. We fucking seen this shit.
Like that last scene in Final Destination, the first one, like were they setting it up to be like, okay, we can't get if this kid tries to get more money out of us, we'll just go with her. You know,
yeah, because she survived. Yeah, she's on the outside.
And she got a vision, so they're like, we just pass on.
Use her, yeah.
I don't know. Hollywood's a shady business. Who knows?
It's a son of a bitch.
I just feel like it would have worked better with Alex, but I mean, Claire's not the worst. Her teeth are big.
I mean, yeah, as I'm saying, like she's alright as a character, and this is a solid sequel. Like, I mean, honestly, like I can kind of see and go along with what you're saying. How like it is kind of dumb with like these certain situations that Death has done with like just closing doors or vents or windows and stuff like that. I'm like, it is kind of a little too weird. I do like the accidental stuff. So like with Kat's and Rory's death, like that's a little accidental.
Yeah.
Well, it's fucked up. Don't get me wrong with what you said. You know, by putting that on the fireman's conscience that he fucking killed someone, it's a little fucked up, but it's still cool because that happened and a chain reaction and accidental shit. That I like.
I do too. But if you're gonna hold a window down, then you could hold a person down
and fucking
in a car that's underwater.
Yeah.
And make sure they don't wake up. You know. So I don't understand the chances. And I don't understand.
Yeah.
Don't think too much. As I said in the last one, don't think too much. Just watch the movies and enjoy the kills.
That's it.
Yeah, because I enjoyed every one of these kills. I thought the kills were awesome, but I thought the movie was, whatever. Just because, I mean, it got me to point A to point B to point C to,
And yeah, and even
first act, second act, third act.
yeah, it's like, and despite all that, like, it's still, again, a very solid sequel. Like, it's not.
I like this better than the first one. I'll tell you right now. No, I'm just kidding. I do like this better than the first one. Maybe it's because I've seen the first one too much.
Too many times.
Yeah, and seeing the second one, I was just like, ooh.
And then that was my thing too, because like, remembering, I'm gonna be honest right now too. I do, after watching these two, I do kind of like the second one a little bit more than the first one, or not too. I think because I've seen the first one too many times. But the whole point I was trying to say right now was that thinking about the second movie, I was like kind of downplaying it. I was like, it doesn't really have that many stakes as the first one, because the first one you have the fucking FBI thinking it was Alec and shit. And he has to go around that. Like, that was stakes to that. Not only he's trying to protect his friends, but he looks like a fucking murderer and shit at the same time. Yeah. And that's like the stakes. Like, he has to fucking help his friends, but also being tailed by the FBI. Like, that was that kind of stake. But this one, it was like kind of a new concept of like trying to keep everyone together and also trying to find this one person to make sure that she delivers a baby and shit. Because the new life defeats death, which again, that's another thing they added to us to know that that's a possibility. But at the end of the day, is anything really a possibility when it comes to that shit? No, because death always comes back. There are no escapes.
It's happening right now. Yeah.
Anyway.
I do like this movie.
Yes.
I'll tell you that. Okay, so as of right now, going through our Final Destination journey here, we like the second one better than the first one.
Yeah.
How do you feel? Do you like the first one better than the second one? Write something in the comments.
Yeah.
Tell us if you like the first one better or the second one better.
Also, be on the lookout for the third movie.
Yes.
I mean, honestly, I think that's another one where I'm kind of like, I'm very excited to watch all these movies. But I think as we keep going, I'm like, oh, this one's going to be kind of cool too. Because there are some things I like about the third one. We'll get there when we get there. But just be on the lookout for that, because this is, once again, a 5-part series leading up to Final Destination Bloodlines.
Yes, sir.
So,
he said
be on the lookout.
He said it.
Yep.
He said it. That means it's real.
Yeah.
So, that's what we're doing. But anyway, you have anything else?
Nah.
No. Okay. So, we appreciate every single one of you that subscribed. I mean,
hell yeah.
Goddamn.
Hell yeah.
Goddamn.
Goddamn.
You're watching us. We appreciate it.
Nah, for real.
If you guys like it, go ahead. We don't ever want to tell you that, but if you guys did like it, go ahead and like the video.
Hell yes.
Yeah, and keep your eyes peeled, because we have some more stuff coming.
Oh, fuck yeah.
More stuff.
Oh, fuck yeah.
More stuff. Especially Final Destination stuff, because we're doing this, just like you said, right up to the new one.
And
keep your eyes peeled.
We are so fucking close.
We are so close.
Dude, we are so close. It is insane how close we are. I'm so excited. And I'm saying, I'm like, as much as they get ridiculous as we go on, I'm still excited to watch them, because I just fucking love this franchise.
Well, I'm hoping there's been a lot of time for them to, like, reel back the corny shit and just get back to the basics.
Yeah, for sure, yeah.
Like, come on. Let's get back to the basics here. Anyway. Well, thank you guys for watching. We appreciate every single one of you. But for right now, this is Rock Hard. Out.
Beans, rice, and Jesus Christ. Bitches.
Toodles. Puto.
Puto. And remember,
fuck you.
there are no escapes.
There are no escapes.
No escapes. Have a good night. Sleep tight. Goodbye.